Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So this is one of those instances where there's a lot of news and funny stories happening on social media right now. So today we're going to do a little parkour and hit all of these stories that I think you will find interesting. So first we're going to start off with some VTuber related news. A lot of stuff going on over at VShojo. Recently they've been hinting at a new member joining their agency. It is a VTuber named MataraKan. Now this is a cockroach themed VTuber, and I don't know where cockroach girls or insect girls fall on your hentai tags tier list, but nonetheless a lot of people were excited about this new VTuber coming to VShojo, and a lot of people are also questioning who is the person behind this new member. Well, yesterday we got the debut stream of MataraKan, and it was very quick and obvious to a lot of people who was behind this new member of VShojo, and all it took was one word out of her intro to signal to some people the identity of MataraKan. Let's have a listen.
Hey there. I'm MataraKan, VShojo's newest debut, and I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for giving me a chance, and I look forward to all the fun we're going to have, all the games we're going to play. Did I say all the fun we're going to have? Bye, honey.
So I'm sure a lot of you guys picked up on that "bye honey" at the end there, and it probably reminded you of an ex-Nijisanji member named Nina Kosaka, who was extremely popular within that agency and the VTubing scene in general, and she graduated earlier this year, and a lot of people were anticipating this move over to VShojo because that's kind of been their strategy for the last at least half a dozen VTubers they have introduced to their agency, where they take an existing member who graduated from another agency and then adopt them into their own agency, whether they're just taking their entire personality and VTuber model over, or they're creating a new character for them. This is just another example of that. And obviously it's a very good move. We saw it very recently also with Mr. Rias also joining VShojo under a new name. And it's pretty clear, like, whether you like it or not, that is kind of the blueprint for VShojo at this point, to take existing talents who just graduated or moved on from another agency and then take them in as their own. Again, you like that or not, that's just how it is. But yeah, that is the news coming out of VShojo. A lot of people are very excited about the fact that Nina Kosaka has moved on to this new persona with VShojo. But next, I'm going to give you a little bit of an update on a video I made 2 days ago. We have some updates regarding the SSSniperwolf doxing situation. So in case you didn't watch my video 2 days ago, there is a very volatile situation happening right now. So on Instagram, in front of her 5.6 million followers over there, SSniperwolf doxed a YouTuber named Jax Films. And how did she dox him? Well, she posted a picture of his house, the actual front of his house, to all of her viewers on Instagram, and that post was quickly deleted, but the damage was done. And Jax Films is a person who is extremely critical of not only SSniperwolf's reaction content in quotes, but also her behavior generally. And this was her response to Jack criticizing her content and her behavior. And that was to use her massive platform to dox him. And of course, it doesn't take a genius to understand the threat that is presented by someone as large as SSniperwolf posting someone's personal information like the front of their house to a huge following like that, because who knows what they're going to do with that information. Now, of course, she would defend herself and say that it wasn't doxing. I just got it from a publicly available Google search, and that, you know, basically I'm not responsible. Well, a lot of people felt the other way, that this was a plain and simple example of doxing and that she should be punished by YouTube. Now, a lot of people have raised some responses over the past day or so. This tweet saying, and this right here is exactly what SSniperwolf wanted. Her saying, "I found his address on Google," was nothing more than a thinly veiled attempt to tell her audience, here's where you can find the information. SSniperwolf is going to get someone hurt. And that's the very obvious, I think, indirect form of doxing that we're dealing with in her explanation. Not only did she directly dox him by posting the front of his house, she's also indirectly doing it in her defense of what she did by basically saying, well, I found it on Google, hint, 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 for those who want to go and search it. And as you can see, when you search Jax Films, the first result, the first suggested result is house address. And that's exactly what SSniperwolf wanted. It wasn't It wasn't good enough that she simply doxed him in the initial deleted post. She also wants this secondary consequence where now people are searching for it, and whether that address is valid or not, that is the intent of what she wanted. And again, a lot of people have raised the concern, well, maybe there's two things. Let me back up. Number one, is that his actual address? Who knows, but the intent is there. And if it was his real address, do you really believe that Jax Films would want his address of his house on the internet for anyone to see? No YouTuber, especially one with millions of subscribers like him, would want that. That makes absolutely no sense. So clearly it's there against his will, and you saying, well, it's on Google, doesn't change the fact that it's violating his privacy and his safety by posting it or telling people where to find it. And we saw another crazy arc out of this. So apparently SniperWolf's sister is now going to bat for her, and it's very strange. So this tweet says, now SniperWolf's sister is encouraging fans to look up Jax Films' address, in addition to confirming they were 100% there to harm him. And these are the tweets. So someone said, not you defending doxing, that's just sad. Where SniperWolf's sister would say, she didn't dox anyone, dumbass. Google Jax Films' address. LOL, anyone can see it, which of course is encouraging people to look up his address. And then here she quote retweets Jax saying, damn, does he not know how to fight or something? Which tells me that, or really signals to a lot of people, like, why would he have to know how to fight if she's showing up to his house? Is that implying that she was going to fight him? And it's not exactly the most surprising thing or conclusion to come to, because SniperWolf in the past has been arrested for armed robbery, okay? Like, this isn't just some random person, some teehee reaction streamer. She has a history of some alleged bad behavior. But moving on, she would also, SniperWolf's sister would quote retweet that original thread saying, suck my nuts, and then quickly deleting it when she was getting dunked on. But yeah, it's like, as they say, very cool, quickly deleted response from SniperWolf's sister to me, calling her out, encouraging people to look up Jack's identifying information. Real mature. I mean, that's the people we're dealing with in this situation. A lot of very bizarre people who are really just bending over backwards to defend SniperWolf. And we all know, if this was anyone else on this platform who wasn't a cash cow and wasn't a favorite among YouTube, they would be in trouble. And there was another funny little discovery here. So I showed this tweet back in my previous video to explain some of the context and background of this strife between Jax Films and SniperWolf. He actually commented on this post back in June, and the Twitter community notes has added a little note here. So this is back from June, but they went back to add this note yesterday saying, SniperWolf recently doxed Jack Douglas Jax Films, which is in clear violation of YouTube's community guidelines. Yeah, that's a pretty nice burn there by the community notes once again. But the funny thing about all of this is, like, again, like I said, if anyone else did this other than SniperWolf, they'd be banned instantly. If I doxed one of my critics, I would be gone within an hour. Okay, that's just how it is. And I'm sure that's the same way for people with millions of subs. But for some reason, SniperWolf is a favorite at YouTube, and they have shown her a lot of preferential treatment over the years, and they haven't done anything. They haven't said anything. They haven't even warned her. There's been no punishment. They haven't even made any sort of a vague post saying, hey, maybe respect people's privacy, don't post private information, even just addressing the situation generally. They haven't done any of that. And it's very clear to me that at this point, SniperWolf's not going to get any punishment for this. I think it's obvious. She openly violated direct terms of service to be a YouTube partner. These are things that are very, very clear. You can't dox people, whether it's on YouTube or on Instagram. That behavior off platform is also looked at. So she clearly violated the rules that should get you at least knocked out of the monetization program and even possibly banned, but nothing's happened to her. Radio silence over at YouTube. And it's disappointing, but it's not surprising. But another little thing I wanted to add in here about YouTube is that recently YouTube has been really waging a war on ad blockers. Now, this might be new to you. I'm sure if you have an ad blocker, you've seen this message. They've been putting this on people's YouTube page when they try to enter with a ad blocker. But basically, it's been a dance, right? Every single time YouTube does something to block ad blockers, they get around it, and then YouTube comes back, blocks it again. The ad blockers add something new, and just goes on and on and on. It's been doing this for weeks on end at this point, and it's becoming very obvious that YouTube is not going to stop cracking down on this stuff. And for a lot of people, this just shows really how petty YouTube's being about this. I mean, there's a lot of people who have ad blockers, but that only represents a very small fraction of people who watch YouTube. And as a content creator, I'll be fully honest with you and how I feel about this stuff. Of course, less ad blocker means more revenue for me as a creator because now you're being forced to watch ads. But I'm not happy about that. It's a very small increase, and it's not enough to really justify pissing people off to the point where maybe they won't check out your video. Maybe they won't spend as much time on YouTube because they're annoyed by ads. Everyone's annoyed by ads. My whole thing is like, as a content creator, if you want to sit here and watch my videos and, spend the time to watch ads, I appreciate it greatly. But if you don't want to do that, I also understand that. I'm human. I don't like watching ads. Who likes watching ads? So I understand if you want to use ad blocker. I don't take it personally. But yeah, I'm really... this is becoming a very, very petty war that YouTube's doing on this. And I don't think it's going to stop. And really, though, at the same rate, I don't see ad blockers stopping. And they're going to keep trying to circumvent these changes. But anyways, that was just a little PSA for people. Moving on, I have another update regarding yesterday's video. I know so many updates today, but we talked about a situation. You can check out the video for yourself for the full context. But there was a smash or pass stream involving a group of VTubers down here, you can see. And this highlighted cow-themed VTuber was doing a smash or pass rating of this VTuber right here, which is the one who made this post right here. And they said some very mean things about this VTuber. They basically called him a bunch of mean names. They said a lot of terrible things about their model. They even called him a prissy bitch and that they need to F off and all these things, like totally unnecessary level of response to that smash or pass. Like, it's one thing to have a preference for what you like with a VTuber model. It's another thing to just go off on someone because they have an aesthetic you don't like. But nonetheless, a lot of people pointed out, and we talked about this in the video, their response to being criticized and their actions being brought out to the public was terrible. It was the worst response ever. You can read it here. They said, if you're that upset about it, then I'm sorry my words upset you. As a stranger, though, my opinion shouldn't matter. So basically saying, like, I'm sorry when I called you a prissy bitch. You got offended by that, but it shouldn't matter because I'm a stranger. But moving on, they actually made more posts after my video went out, so I want to give these updates because it's really insane. So you can see the caps lock. Again, reminder that this person is 35 years old. Like, they should be a little more mature than this. But they basically are saying in these two tweets that the clip that the original VTuber uploaded to Twitter that got all the support calling out this person's comments, they're saying that that clip was altered and edited where this cow-themed VTuber was actually talking about someone else, but that was like 100% not the case. What she posted onto Twitter was straight from the stream. It was clearly not altered, and now they're trying to say that the person who posted it is a liar, and it was really captured right here. They would actually end up quote retweeting the original poster, the person, the VTuber they were making the mean-spirited comments towards, and they said this: if they've already said to stop and y'all are still going, then y'all are the real problem. And to you, DS, referring to the VTuber, I am sorry that my critiques were as harsh as they were, and I'm sorry for hurting you with it, but I did not call you a prissy bitch. That clip is completely out of context. Number one, again, the non-apology and basically saying my critiques hurt your feelings. I'm sorry you got hurt by my critiques. And again, trying to gaslight people into thinking this was an edited clip. And of course, the person right here, this goblin-themed VTuber, who actually was the person running and hosting the stream, who has apologized for the situation, by the way, said this: please just stop. The clip isn't edited. Everything we were looking at was on the stream. You are making me look like an idiot. And I kind of feel bad for this person at this point. They got roped into this drama a lot further than they should have been. Maybe they should have said something on stream. Maybe they shouldn't have 7 VTubers on stream at the same time because that's just inviting problems to happen. But they very clearly felt bad about what happened. They made a very long apology that we looked at in the previous video. And here they're just dealing with the drama because it's continuing because this cow-themed VTuber just won't let it go. And now they've not only doubled and tripled down, they also called the person that they were talking about a liar. They're victim shaming the person they were bullying in the first place. It's absolutely insane. And of course, they would continue by saying even more they would make a 2-part apology thread basically saying blah blah blah, I apologize for the events and I need to take a break for my mental health. Yes, the classic ending to these sort of stories. They basically got forced into an apology. Like, when you get dunked on enough, I guess even the most stubborn people eventually have to cave, and that's what happened here. But moving on, I thought there was another funny trend I wanted to look at, end the video on a little bit more of a lighter note. So a lot of people have been making these Pixar AI edits of different stories and themes, and some of them are absolutely insane. I can't even show probably 90% of them because they're a little too edgy for even YouTube, okay? Like, even I would get in trouble. Like, even I don't feel super comfortable posting them, but they're still pretty funny nonetheless. But here's one with Metamorphosis. If you know, you know. Here's one with the classic scene, the classic coma scene from Evangelion. It's, let me read this in my movie voice. This summer, a little boy discovers what growing up is all about. Disney Pixar's The Hedgehog Dilemma, rated PG-13. Here's this one, the Sonichu Pixar movie. I don't want to explain the context behind that. This image is very disturbing. But nonetheless, that's going to do it for this video. That's a couple things that have been happening on the internet over the past day or so, and I wanted to inform you guys. I hope you found this video to be informative, funny, whatever, entertaining. I hope you enjoyed. Please share all of your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys next time.